As you may already know, and I'm sure you probably do, TikTok is the place to go for the hottest new social media trends.
Certainly is, and that's something our next guest is an expert in. She has amassed more than 16 million followers and is the UK's biggest TikTok star. So before we speak to Holly H, Liz Summers explains the phenomenon.
We'll go all night.
It's home to some of the newest trends and the biggest stars on social media, but you may have never heard of it.
There's somebody.
TikTok is a social media site that has been downloaded more than 2 billion times, and it's all singing, all dancing, literally. In the UK, our biggest TikTok star, Holly H, has more than 16 million followers and 1 billion views, turning social media into a full-time job. It's estimated Holly earns a whopping £60,000 per advert, having collaborated with huge brands, as well as teaming up with massive stars such as Selena Gomez, Charlie XCX, and even Anton Deck.
They pulled it off. Holly H joins us now. Holly, you are a phenomenon. I mean, I'm sure you hear it all the time. You're big in our house. I've got teenagers. You know, you are everywhere.
I feel honoured.
Do you feel honoured?
Yeah.
Well, we feel honoured to have you here. I mean, that's
Thank
the
you.
extraordinary thing you've managed to do on TikTok, which I guess is the dream of every teenager that goes on TikTok. How did it happen for you?
Well, it was kind of an accident for me. My story is less intense than some people's. I was very anxious as a kid, so I did lots of homeness. Like, I just stayed at home quite a lot. So I ended up making videos because I like doing it. I've always liked dancing. I've always liked acting. I went to, like, a musical theatre school.
Right.
So, yeah, it was kind of something I could do all of that from my house. So I did that.
And do it in private without having to be on a stage, in a sense. But you've ended up with a huge stage
of
followers. Why did people come to you, first of all? Do you know what the secret is? Because that's what everybody watching wants to know.
I don't. I think if I could give a tip of some sort, it would just be to just be yourself. And it sounds corny or cheesy in some way, because that's kind of the bit of advice people give. But I think people want uniqueness, because social media is full of copies these days. So I think...
Did you not have any strategy, though? Well, I know this content will work, or I'll make sure this person sort of re-TikToks me. What do they call it in TikTok when you sort of shares your TikTok video? Was there no strategy at all?
I mean, at the start, definitely not. I mean, I started on Vine. I don't know if you know Vine app.
The precursor,
that was a long time ago now, it feels like, in the social media world.
Ancient history in social media.
We remember video recorders, love, so...
But, yeah, no, I mean, as things developed, I mean, I see what people like and try and work with that, but also just to stay doing what I like to do. I find that with social media, you end up a lot of the time going towards what other people want you to do and what does well, and you don't necessarily do what you're enjoying.
And it's now a profession for you, isn't it? So it started off as fun, people loved it, you loved it, and this is how you now make your money, and a lot of money.
Well, I mean, I never thought of it as becoming a career for me. Like, it wasn't, I wasn't going to do that. I wanted to either do something in dancing or media. It was never something I'd planned on, but it's amazing that it has given me so many opportunities. Like, the thing about it is that it's opened so many doors that I would never have been able to reach.
What can you now do?
You can come on to Good Morning Britain.
I can come on to Good Morning Britain and chat with you guys. I couldn't do that if I wasn't. Just different experiences. I've got my podcast. I've done the Brits. Like, I've been places that I never could have imagined I would... I mean, still don't feel in place.
What about the future? I look at someone like yourself. You have got such a following. You've probably got bigger following than politicians we're going to speak to later, who are very influential, important people in this country. And a serious question. You're very young. You know, you could use your influence in many ways, and you won't be blamed for doing whatever you want to do, but do you think about potentially using it in a real positive way, whether that's politics or raising certain issues and trying to inform people and help society?
I think that having a platform means that you have to be that person for people. Like, if there's issues that are going on in the world that you disagree with, I think you should speak on them. I think people should stick up for everyone. I think social media should be a place of happiness and bringing people together and connection, as opposed to something where we all just shout at each other and tell each other that we don't like each other's outfits today. So, yeah, I mean, I do speak about things that I feel that are important as much as I can.
Well, I can see why you're a success now, you see, because you're compassionate and you're good at what you do, clearly. Listen, thank you so much for joining us. You got the podcast on Amazon, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, great. And what's the podcast generally about?
It's about being weird, weirdness. Because I call myself a professional weirdo.
Right.
Because I don't really know what my job title is half the time, because I don't get, like, a position. So
No.
I called myself a professional weirdo and made a podcast about it. And, yeah, it's been really fun. Amazon have been amazing.
Well, we're big fans of weirdos here, so we specialise in it. We specialise in it. So it's great to meet you, and
You
it's
too.
great to see your success and more power to your elbow.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.